to my channel. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Jalera.
And today I wanted to make my first cooking video for my channel. And I thought it would be a good idea to start with some tempeh because I realized I post a lot of photos of food that I make with tempeh, but everybody always sends me DMs asking what I do with it, how I cook it, including you.
Yeah.
Yeah. People just like don't know what to do with it, and if you don't cook it right, it tastes kind of like bitter and weird. So I thought that would be a good start to my YouTube channel.
And Hannah makes the best tempeh I've ever tasted in my life.
Oh yeah, she said it's good, so.
It's really good.
You can use soy tempeh, but today I've been using hempeh. It's made with chia seeds, hemp hearts, and chickpeas. This is how I make it most of the time, like 90% of the time. I like to put it on salads, it's good for breakfast. I have the recipe up on my website, which is looksthatkale.com, but I listed it as tempeh bacon, which I decided I don't really like to call it that because it doesn't taste like bacon.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not trying to compare it to bacon, but it's like smoky. So I'm just gonna call it smoky tempeh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, so let's get started.
Okay.
Do you want to open this?
Sure.
We were just talking about how my least favorite thing about tempeh, and this is like any tempeh I've ever bought, is that it always comes in 2 layers of plastic, and I don't understand why.
Makes no sense.
No, but one day I'm gonna learn how to make it on my own. One day.
I wonder how hard it is to do or how easy.
I mean, I think that, I know there's like culturing involved because it's fermented.
Oh, this is a fermented food?
It is, yeah.
Oh, that means it's good for your gut health.
Yeah. And I feel like if I make like kimchi and kombucha, which I already do, I don't know,
It'll be easy for you.
maybe.
You're gonna have to teach me how to make kimchi and kombucha.
I can definitely. Kimchi's so easy. We'll do our next video on kimchi.
Okay. Oh, this one's hecka tight.
Yeah, so tight. So what you need to make this, basically I'm gonna make a marinade, and ideally you would wanna marinate it for at least an hour before you're gonna cook it. You don't have to, but if you can plan it out, I think it's better. Yeah, it's just a block. It feels rubbery if you've never used it before. It smells weird.
It smells like a cereal. Like Kellogg's cornflakes, which I love.
Okay, that's good. Always wash your hands. So Jalera's just gonna slice it about like a 1/4 inch thick. I mean, you can slice it however you want. I've also made like bits, like little crunchy tempeh bacon, again, bits. And that way you would slice it like super thin, but we're gonna slice it into thicker chunks because I'm gonna make salads for dinner, and it's good like that. It's good with a tofu scramble.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love tofu scramble too. It's like double the protein.
Yes.
Super protein breakfast.
And it's super, you can use tofu scramble in so many different things. I like to make like wraps.
Oh yeah, wraps
or
are
bagel
good.
sandwich, or
This is also really good on sandwiches or veggie burgers.
yes.
And you can make a lot of it at once, and it keeps in the fridge for at least a week. Because even though the package, I think the package says that it says it's 4 servings, but like I usually eat like half a block.
It's so delicious.
It is really, really good. So now we're gonna make the marinade or the juice to soak it in. So what I'm gonna use, I have a little bit of applewood smoked sea salt, although we're gonna use also coconut aminos, so we don't need a lot of it. I just really like the smoky flavor of it. Also, I should add that most of the stuff that I make, I don't measure, so I'm sorry that I don't know exactly how much to tell you to put in. You're just gonna have to try it and see what you like, you know?
This is delicious.
It is really, really good. This is fire cider, and if you don't know what fire cider is, just Google it. It's delicious. We made fire, or I taught her how to make fire cider a week ago. Oh yeah, show them the jar. It's basically like an immunity kind of tonic drink, but it's made with so many different spices and herbs and ingredients that I like to add it to a lot of what I'm cooking because it just adds a nice little
it has a kick to it.
Yeah, it has a little kick to it. It's just got a lot of really nice flavors in it, and it's apple cider vinegar based. So this is not required, but personally I just really like the flavor that it gives to things. I don't add very much, just like maybe a little more.
Maybe like 2-3 teaspoons.
Yeah, maybe that looks like about 3 teaspoons. That's perfect. So this is agave nectar, and you don't have to use agave. I actually prefer to use maple syrup.
I have that.
Well, okay, we can use a maple syrup. Yeah. The only reason I'm using this is because about a year and a half ago, I kid you not, I bought a 5-gallon jug of agave nectar on Amazon because I'm obsessed with buying things in bulk. So I'm just trying to use it up. But I think that maple syrup gives it a really nice flavor.
Do you need more than that?
If you have more.
Yeah.
I would say that maybe like a 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup. I think you're supposed to keep that in the fridge.
Maple syrup?
I think so.
Oh.
I think like OG
yes,
maple syrup.
Refrigerate after opening. Whoops. Whoops.
It's fine though, I'm sure it's fine.
I'll put that in the fridge.
Yeah. Next thing I'm gonna add is a little bit of liquid smoke. I don't have a specific brand that I like. I've used this brand, I've used other brands. I guess I would just find one that doesn't have like a whole bunch of preservatives in it, which this one I know for a fact doesn't. And the smokiness depends on you. Like a lot of people don't like super smoky flavors. I personally do. I don't know about you. Yeah, I like really smoky stuff, so I'm gonna give it a pretty big squirt. It is a very concentrated flavor, so that's why it comes in such a small bottle. You don't need like a ton of it. Yeah. Black pepper, I like a lot of black pepper, so I'm just gonna put it in until my soul tells me it's the right amount.
Until the ancestors say no more.
Yeah.
Enough, child.
What? Okay, that's good.
Okay.
So paprika, sometimes I use smoky paprika. This is sweet paprika. I just like the flavor of it, so I'm gonna add it. Not required, again, this is just all my preference, and you can always play around with the recipe and just see what you like better. I'm not gonna add a lot of that. And then the last ingredient, again, I like to buy in bulk, is this is coconut aminos. So if you don't have coconut aminos, you can also use the Bragg's liquid aminos, or you can use soy sauce, or the gluten-free soy sauce. And I like the coconut aminos. It has a really nice flavor to it, and I would say maybe like a 1/4 of a cup of that as well.
Does it taste better than the soy aminos, the Bragg's?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit sweeter, but I like the liquid aminos. I think it's good.
Yeah. I bought coconut aminos a couple days ago, and I realized that they weren't the liquid aminos, and was like, what do I do?
Oh.
But now that I know it tastes fine.
Yeah, I mean, I like it with sushi. I mean, honestly, anything that I'm making that I need salt for, I use it for, which is why I buy such a big ass jug of it. And then just mix it. Mix. And then it helps to have a larger pan that you can lay all the pieces of tempeh out so that, you know, it's all gonna soak in there nice and evenly. So do you wanna just put those little pieces in? And what you can do is like, in about 30 minutes or so, or it depends how long you're marinating for. I've marinated even like all the way overnight, which is also very good. If you're going to not fry this in a pan like we're going to today, if you're gonna cook it like in the oven on parchment paper, it helps if you marinate it overnight so that it like really gets all the flavor in there. Yeah, perfect. Put the little booger in. Yeah, there we go. And then I just like to go like this a little bit. And then, yeah, you can cover this and put it in the fridge, or if you're going to use it in an hour, honestly, you can leave it out for an hour, but if you're gonna do longer, I would say put it in the fridge. So, we're gonna move over to the stove, and I'm gonna show you how I like to cook it. Awesome. So now, we have some tempeh that's already been marinating for a little bit in this other dish. Oh yeah, we need to turn the stove on. I don't know how to use your stove. I'd say medium heat. Yeah, you don't want it too high for this. And then I like to use avocado oil personally when I'm doing like higher heat cooking. I don't like to use a lot of oil at all. If you're avoiding oil, you can always, like I said, do it in the oven on parchment paper, and then you don't have to use any oil. But if you're doing it in the pan, a little bit of oil's good. Or, I don't do this anymore, but when I first started making this, I was like frying it in like a fuck ton of vegan butter. And it's like, it's really good if you're trying to like impress some people, but it's not healthy at all.
How do you keep the parchment paper from burning in the oven? You have to cook it on low?
I usually will cook it at like 350, 375, and then it might at the ends get a little bit brown, but it's not really a problem.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna use a teeny bit of oil and let that heat up, and spread that around. So first thing I like to do is take the tempeh out of its marinade and just brown it on each side. If you want to put that in, go for it.
Using tongs?
If you want to. But don't throw away the marinade, save that, because we're gonna use it in just a second.
Ooh, this is good.
Yeah.
Is it hot?
Yeah, we can put it in, it's fine.
Whoops, daisy. Oh my gosh. You're doing such a great job.
Thank you.
So proud of you. Thank you.
Cool. So we're just gonna leave this for like a minute or two until it's like nice and brown, and then we're gonna flip it. And then we are going to add in the rest of the marinade so that it can kind of really coat it and like soak into it and cook into it. And the agave or the maple syrup, it will like caramelize on the tempeh, and it gives it like a nice sticky coating.
Delicious.
And if you're doing this in the oven on parchment paper, what I like to do is put it at 350 or 375 for like 15-20 minutes, and then take it out, re-dip it in the marinade, and then put it back in so that you're kind of getting the same effect.
Okay. Oh my goodness. It already smells so good.
And now you won't be scared to make it. It looks like it's probably ready to start going to the other side.
And I also think that I like hempeh better than tempeh.
I do too. I think that the soy tempeh has like a slight bitterness to it.
Yeah.
And for some reason this doesn't have that.
Because it's not bitter, it's better.
So we'll just let this brown on the other side just for a minute or two, and then we're just gonna drizzle the rest of this stuff over it and let it simmer. Now we can probably pour this over, just like get it all over there.
Wow.
What?
I really burned myself
Here. Yeah. And I usually will turn the heat down just a little bit from here because I just want to make sure it doesn't actually burn. I want it to actually absorb all of the flavor. And once it's been simmering on this side for a little bit, I'm gonna flip it one more time so that it just gets nice and coated. I'd say once the liquid has evaporated to about half of what it was when you put it in, that's when we're gonna flip it. And you'll see that it's gonna be like getting sticky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
These are right.
Cool, so I think it's done. We can put it on this plate here. Cool. So there is our finished product. And like I said, this can go on so many different things. Veggie burgers, breakfast wraps, not breakfast wraps, sandwiches. It's the bomb. But yeah, play around with the recipe. Like I said, all of the ingredients that I added are totally optional. You might hate or want more of certain things, but if you tried the recipe and you liked it, comment below and let me know what you think. Yeah, cool.